teaches that we should only resort to the use of arms when there is no other option to stop the killing of the weak and innocent. I believe that this situation has now been reached and that we must give military support to the Iraqi government in its fight with the brutal regime and behavior of the Islamic State. But, my lords, we must be very clear about our objectives, both short and long term, and importantly, make these clear to the people, not just the governments, but to the people of Iraq and adjoining countries. Yes, there must be targeted airstrikes, but airstrikes alone are not enough. Parallel support for action on the ground will be needed to destroy ISIS. But, my lords, at best, this can only bring us back to the instability that followed the defeat of Saddam Hussein. The Middle East has for decades been one of the most unstable and fractured regions of the world, with national boundaries that split communities carved out into countries by the West following the demise of the Ottoman Empire. For too long, initially Britain and France, and more lately, United States and Russia have propped up one dubious dictator after another, turning a blind eye onto brutal repression in return for trade and political advantage. It wasn't too long ago that I was invited to a reception at number 10 for President Assad, heralded as a torchbearer for peace and religious freedom in the Middle East. Today, the situation has been made worse by new players like China, looking for trade and strategic interest before human rights. What is needed, my lords, is a paradigm shift to new criteria that must be honoured by those seeking our military support. They must pledge themselves to uphold freedom of religion and belief, gender equality and protection of minorities as a condition of our support. And these rights must trump all considerations of trade and supposed strategic advantage in the cradle of civilization and in the rest of the world.